Guys, let's talk about Tottenham Hotspurs without Mohammed Kudus. Yesterday, they surprised me with a win in the UCL against Dortmund. But then, let's talk about the moment Mohammed Kudus got injured. He got injured playing a game for Tottenham against Sunderland. And since then, Tottenham had not won any game until yesterday. Yesterday, I even stated that Dortmund game was a make or break. It will either decide whether the coach was going to stay or not. But then yesterday, he surprised everyone with a win against Dortmund. A lot of people are saying it's red card. Oh, red card happened in the game. Does it even matter? What is important is they got the win. They got all 3 points because in the league phase, it is important to get the 3 points. Currently, Tottenham sits fourth with 14 points temporarily because today another set of games will be played. So definitely the positions might change based on the results at the end of the day. But I'm just happy for Tottenham because this is what I want them to be doing. By the time Kudus returns from injury, I want him still featuring in the UCL. I don't want a situation where he'll be back from injury and then Tottenham are out of the UCL. It will really pain me a lot because so far Kudus has only one goal in the UCL. One. That one, it was even a penalty. I want him to enjoy the UCL with Tottenham. Yesterday could have been a perfect game for Mohammed Kudus. Like the way he will punish Dortmund, he go punish them rough. But then he's injured and we are still praying for him. In fact, me every day, before I even go and sleep, I'll say, God, let Mohammed Kudus recover early. Let him recover early. Let him recover early. Because this Tottenham team, they really need Kudus and other players who are injured. They need them back so that they can compete. You understand? But I'm happy because this keeps the coach at his job. If not, by this time, we would have been hearing that Thomas Frank is sacked. But is it enough? Are the fans convinced enough that, okay, Thomas Frank should continue with his job? Because yesterday I also stated that by the time Kudus will return, it's either two things. Either the coach stays or he leaves. Kudus might end up meeting a new coach when he recovers, or Kudus come and meet Thomas Frank. But then the way things are going, it has not been really going well until yesterday. Yes, since that Sunderland game, they have not won any game until yesterday's game against Dortmund. I hope they can build the momentum and win a couple of games because it would be really important for them and also boost morale. But yesterday, Tottenham really surprised me with the win against Dortmund. I was really impressed, and I'm happy for Mohammed Kudus. I know he will be happy wherever he is because they are still alive. They are still active in the UCL, where they are the position, that fourth position. Excellent too. Now let's move away from that and talk about Thomas Partey. Now it's not as exciting as Tottenham had it and Mohammed Kudus. Thomas Partey featured, in fact started for Villarreal against Ajax. And yesterday when I was talking about these two teams, I said that they are the worst of the West in the UCL this season. One was 34th, one was 35th. But Ajax yesterday kind of surprised me. I wasn't expecting them to even win the game. I was expecting Villarreal to win because they were playing at home. So how come Villarreal allowed Ajax to score them by 2-1? I felt sorry for Thomas Partey in that moment. I was asking myself, did Thomas Partey make a mistake going to Villarreal in the first place? Because UCL, they have only 1 point. One point. Do you know what that means? They have lost in all their other games, apart from the game they played against Tottenham. That ended up in a draw. That is crazy. That is crazy. We are talking about a player who was with Arsenal's team and played in the UCL and went as far as the semi-finals. So, look, yesterday when I was watching the game, I felt sorry for Thomas Partey. You could see that he cannot do it alone. Football is a team sport. You are playing with other players. You alone, you cannot do it too. Try, but if the other players are not putting in that much effort, at the end of the day, the collective performance of the team would be so low. Everybody would be thinking he did not do anything. But then Thomas Partey was very good in that game. You could see he was bossing the midfield, but then Villarreal did not have the cutting edge to win that game against Ajax. It was very sad. I think right now they already know they are out of the UCL. By now, Villarreal should know they are out of the UCL. But then, guys, let me know what you think about it. I don't know. Me thinking in that moment, saying Thomas Partey, did he do a mistake going to Villarreal or not? I mean, we're also hearing news that Villarreal do not want to continue with him because after this contract, he has an option to, extend. The club does not want to extend, and I've already given my own opinion. He should go to Saudi Arabia and make the money, make the moolah. If not, and he still wants to play in Europe, I mean, that is his own choice. But then, guys, with Villarreal and Thomas Partey, things did not go well because Ajax beat them by 2-1. Also, Real Madrid beat Monaco by 6-1. Trust me, Monaco without Salisu is Monaco. Look, Monaco sound. I did not expect Real Madrid to score that many goals against Monaco. Monaco's defense was in shambles. You could see Mohamed Salisu is that guy in that midfield for Monaco, and without him, no, we can't call this Monaco. We will call them Monato. Look, I was even laughing yesterday. I watched that game. In fact, that was one game that I really sat down to watch fully because small part of me supports Real Madrid, you understand. So I watched that game and I was like, nah, Monaco really needed Mohamed Salah. So his absence was felt seriously. I would have loved for him to play in that game, but then he's also recovering from an ACL injury. We are praying for him that he recovers very early. But it was one game that you know that if the Ghanaian wasn't in there, Real Madrid wouldn't have gotten it that easy. But then it is what it is. They lost by 6-1. And Man City, they were the talk of town. In fact, I've already reacted to that game. Man City losing by 3-1 against Bodo Glimt. None of us saw it coming. It was very surprising, in my own opinion, seeing Man City being battered, being, outplayed in certain part of the game when it comes to creating chances and everything, and Bodo Glimt winning that game. You could see clearly they needed Semenyo in that game. If Semenyo was in that game could have been a bit different, in my own opinion. But then, guys, let me know what you think about all these games down below in the comments. This is me just touching on all the games and how they went for these Ghanaian players, whether they were in or out. But today there's another game that definitely will catch your interest. It is Atalanta versus Athletic Club. It is Kamaldeen Sulemana versus Inaki Williams. You don't want to miss it. You understand? Trust me, that game, both teams to score, yeah? Both teams to score. I think both teams will definitely have a goal. But I really want to see Kamaldeen Sulemana get game minutes in that game in the UCL. As simple as that. Inaki Williams definitely going to start. But if you could get a goal, it would be good for me because this season I've not really seen him like that. It's like nobody's talking, but his form has not been like previous seasons. This season has been really bad. But we just hope that this is a game where he's going to score some goals because this is a big stage. You understand? This is a very, very big stage. So, guys, let me know what you think about my review concerning the UCL. But then let's move away from the UCL and talk about the championship. Yes, Coventry played against Millwall, and then our own goal machine, I call him the goal machine because that guy he's on another different level. Brandon Thomas Asante. Let's not forget he got injured and he came back yesterday for Coventry like he never left. He was introduced into the game in the 70th minute. It took him 8 minutes to assist Haji Wright to score the winning goal for Coventry. They won that game against Millwall by 2-1, and it was excellent. Currently, he has 10 goals and 4 assists. And I'm happy for him. I'm really happy for him because currently Coventry looks like a team that is getting promoted to the EPL. Let's not forget, Brandon Thomas Asante is also attracting interest from a lot of clubs. And I like the fact that yesterday he made an instant impact coming off the bench for Coventry. This is a player that I believe we need to take to the World Cup. I don't know what your takes are on Brandon Thomas Asante, but I feel like if you need a player, let's say 60-70 minutes at the World Cup, and you need him to do something for you, this guy, you have not really given him the opportunity in the national team, but I believe this guy, he can do a lot. He's a very good player. Movement wise, his positioning, his ability to anticipate, how clinical he is. The guy has 10 goals. It should only tell you how clinical he could be. And also the fact that he has 4 assists should tell you how he can contribute when it comes to attacking and also creating chances. So for me, he's a good all-round player, and I'm very happy for him that coming back from injury, I mean, he's still delivering. So I'm happy for Brandon Thomas Asante and his performance for Coventry. I salute him for that. I mean, that was very, very, very excellent. Now, let's move away from all these performances and talk about transfers. I told you guys that once there's transfer news here and there, you will get it here. Now, let's talk about this player, Jerome Opoku. I hope you guys know Jerome Opoku. Very tall, very, lanky, skinny guy like that. Very handsome boy. Now, the thing is that he plays for Istanbul Başakşehir. And what we hear is that Valencia have started asking around for this player. And he's been valued at 8 million. Valencia are ready to match the 8 million and are considering offering the player a 4-year deal with an annual salary of 2.7 million. If you were Jerome Opoku, or if you were to advise Jerome Opoku, would you advise him to leave Istanbul Başakşehir to Valencia in Spain? Let me know your answers down below in the comments, because I mean, it's the transfer, it's the World Cup here too. You want to really think about this before even moving, and maybe you want to consider, maybe a lot of players will be like, I'm at Istanbul Başakşehir, I'm getting playing time. If I go to the World Cup and play very well, I could increase my CV and I could attract better clubs. Would you do that, or would you make the move now, because Valencia definitely is a step up from Istanbul Başakşehir, you understand? But then let me know your thoughts concerning that down below in the comments. This is one that the player, his family, his agent have to sit down and really think of. I'm just hoping that he makes the right decision. But then Jerome Opoku is attracting interest from Valencia. They are willing to match the valuation of the player of 8 million, and they're also considering offering the player a 4-year contract deal with an annual salary of 2.7 according to reports. So let me know what you think about all this down below in the comments, and definitely I'll come here with more updates concerning our Ghanaian players, how they are performing very well at their club side, and also preparation towards the World Cup. Definitely we're in the World Cup here, so it is very important to check on all these players, how they are performing, injury status, and also how Ghana itself is going to prepare for the World Cup. My name is Adam. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you. Thank you for everything. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also turn on notification. I'll see you in the next one. Charlie, we go vibe.